Hi, everybody. Tonight on Enjoy the Journey, you're going to have me, J.R. Arsenault, and my friend, Kellen Ann. Kellen is somebody who was working in the commercial real estate business, and she decided she had a better vision for herself. And so we're going to talk tonight about what she has moved to. And here she is. Well, hey, Kellen.
Hi, JR.
Um, and pardon me, I'm a little blue tonight. I don't know what the camera's saying, but I'm breathing. I'm breathing well. I think it's breathing. I don't know. I'll have to look at it after the show. But anyway, everybody, we're having technical problems, but press on regardless.
Well, you
Kellen,
listen to me.
yeah, it's fine. We're gonna be on Kellen anyway. So Kellen's. I've known her for a while, and we've been friends, and I've watched her become quite the entrepreneur. And she had this dream. She was making these great little cards, and it was sort of like a side gig or whatever. And we're in a mastermind group type of thing with the Gittimers, and she was told by Jennifer, you're great. You need to do this. So lo and behold, somebody actually took somebody's advice.
Which I don't normally do.
And the rest is becoming history. Tell us a little bit about what happened and what's becoming, Kellen.
I started out as a commercial real estate broker, and I did that for 17 years, and I hated it from the beginning. The only reason I did it was basically a deathbed promise to my father-in-law. And finally, I was able to get out of the actual commercial real estate part of it. And then I found this job with advertising, which has always been my passion. And I worked for a company for a couple of years where I sold digital media advertising. And when everything started tanking, because of the pandemic, I joined Jeffrey Gittimer's New Normal thing. And I met so many wonderful people that I call my family now. And we started a group, and in that group, I was able to build my confidence and, learn no boundaries. And with that came my talk show. So I had my coffee talk, which I think I've been doing it every Tuesday since March. And it was a show where like a group start out with 4 of us. We just meet on Zoom and talk about how can we help each other. And then the next thing you know, grew to 15 people and then 30 people. And then finally I got the live stream bug. And so I went live with it with the help of my friend, Bruce Himmelblau. He's my producer from Blue Sky Video Productions. And we turned that into a pretty fun show, but it seems that to me, I was watching demographics and stats, and to me, it was just kind of getting flat. So I have actually rebranded that show, and I guess we're going to talk about that a little later, right?
You can do that a little bit later because you are definitely a lady on the move, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on. There were these cards that you started that kind of fascinated me because you were so clever at it. Do you have any of those examples?
I do. Of course I do. Funny because, Jennifer got me to jump off the wagon, so to speak, to start making them. But Ron Goodwin is the person that told me I could do it because he said, because I sent him a card, a thank you for something. I think he was on my show. And he's like, oh, you should sell these cards. And I'm like, nobody can afford these because they're expensive. They're time consuming, and his were really intricate. And so he says, no, you're just not targeting the right audience. And so with that comment and Jen Gittimer's coaching, I started Cards That Wow. So let's see, here's her card. I made one for her, Breakthrough Babe. And then let's see, I made one for Glenn Morshower. And this show has most of the shows that he's been on in the background, but 24 is his highlight. And then some of you may be familiar with Team 17. So I made Michael Heppel these cards. And let's see, I'm not sure if I can show this one. I guess I can. This one is one of Jennifer's clients, but this is actually my favorite card that I've made so far. So those are just some samples, but I take brands, I take logos, I can turn them into something unique. And when you send your card to your client, so far everybody that's opened their card says wow, and that's where I came up with the name Cards That Wow.
Now, one of the things that I didn't do that I should have done was have a little thing that went on the bottom that said your website. How do we get a hold of you to get these lovely things? Where's your website?
www.cardsthatwow.com. Very easy.
Very simple.
If you want to get a hold of me, it's Kellen at cardsthatwow.com.
Great.
So I took the cards a step further and I started doing corporate branding things and gift things. So I have these frames. I don't know if I have a brand. No, I don't have a, what I do is I take a company logo and I'll put it in this frame, and it's 3-dimensional, and you give that or people had given that as a gift to their clients, their top clients. But this is one I made for this couple. They just got engaged. So I made 3-dimensional. So this is an 8x8. I can do pretty much any size. I have 8x8, 8x10, 12x12, and then some bigger, longer ones, 17, something by 17. So now along with the cards, you can give gifts. And then this I made for graduating seniors this year. My daughter's graduating, so I made a sample, and I'll be selling these as well. I don't want this to be a show about me selling though, so come back.
I was in the middle of doing creating your banner over here.
That's okay. So yeah, so I not only do cards, but I do corporate gifts. I've had some people have me handwrite their cards for them, so that I'll do that. I'm pretty much a one-stop shop when it comes to cards and corporate gifting, and I gift wrap them as well.
Well, now you've done a realignment of your branding lately, and why would you do that?
I was all over the place, and it's like I was Cards That Wow, I was Kellen, I was Coffee Talk Lady, I was, it was just too confusing, and I wanted one place, one brand, so that everybody could find me easily. So, obviously I'm keeping Kellen because that's my name, and then I'm just creating. My brand is now Wow. I have Cards That Wow, my book, which is going to be titled Becoming a Woman of Wow. And I just rebranded my coffee talk show, and it's called Ignite Your Wow. So that one's going to be fun.
Wow.
Wow, right? And with that is coming the Ignite Your Wow podcast and blog. So I think I'll have every base covered at this point.
So what's the vision as far as down the road? What do you want this to go into, other than something to compete against Bezos and all that?
No, I just want it like over the Christmas break, I recovered from COVID, and I signed up and I volunteer with a women's shelter. It's a day center.
Nice.
And I didn't want to just donate money, I did. I donated some stuff, but I wanted to see if I could do more. And I thought the whole concept of igniting your wow, when you are a woman who is homeless or has been abused, or, you're in a horrible, horrible place. And unfortunately, I was there at one point. And I thought, I got through this, and maybe I can help somebody else. So we're going to work on, once we can go face to face with the people, the women that come, I'm going to try to help them develop confidence and teach them some skills that will help them, make a better life for themselves and help them to be more independent, both financially and, and mentally. I mean, a lot of these women, if you're abused, you are not independent. Somebody else is controlling your mind and your actions and pretty much telling you what you should be doing. And if I can help somebody get out of that rut, then I definitely, that's where I'm putting my efforts right now. So yeah, I got Cards That Wow, but hopefully that will help me, push me farther into being able to do more of the good stuff.
Well, that's great. So cards that wow. And I think one of the things that I found interesting with your journey, what I know of it, is it really wasn't that huge a leap from launching your, I hate using the word side gig or whatever, side hustle, or, but anyway, your passion that you had on the back burner. How does that sound?
Yeah, sure. It was.
And it didn't seem long at all. Like it was just like a couple months where you said, hey, guess what? I'm full time doing this. And I thought, I'm not surprised, but I'm impressed. My goodness. And
Well, it was
then
kind of forced because I was planning to leave my job in January of this year. And I ended up getting laid off and my last day was December 30th. So so thanks,
and
Randy.
it's just really cool. So you were okay, so you're ahead of the game as chronologically, but you were behind the game to a certain degree because you had this all along. And one of the purposes of my show is to let people know it's okay to do what you want. Because obviously you're having fun.
Oh yeah.
And hello, if you're not having fun, why are you here? Hello. But
It's the first time I've had fun in over 20 years doing something.
I love it.
Like last night I was making my cards because I didn't do Christmas cards this year for obvious reasons. And I'm working on my New Year's cards. And I was up till probably 2 a.m, which is why I probably slept most of the day. But but I was just having so much fun. I love making a design that helps somebody, helps their client remember them. I mean, seriously, well, I got some wonderful testimonials from some of the people that bought the frame, the corporate branding, and, the people that got them sent emails with pictures and, this was so great and wow, and that makes me feel good because if I can make your client say wow to something that you've given them, that's a win for everybody because I feel like I'm helping you, even if it's in a small way with a card or, a corporate gift.
Well, that's really cool. Listen, can you give us some idea? I know you're always thinking up stuff. You're one of these creative types. So, without giving the secret sauce away for the Coca-Cola, can you tell us one or two of the things that you're working on that we can look forward to?
Are you talking about cards or just in general?
Whatever the product line of WOW becomes.
Okay, well, right now for March. I'm working on my March items, and I'm going to start graduation and gifts for that. Let's start back in January, the 30th at midnight 01, which would be January 1st. My first podcast and blog will be posted, and that's called Ignite Your Wow. So, and I'm going to be launching the new Coffee Talk Ignite Your Wow the first Tuesday of January. And that's going to be fun because before I was, teaching people different things like social media things. I had experts on whatever we were needing to learn really quickly. But now I'm interviewing people that wow. So look for an amazing guest list. And we find out how they found their wow. And then we help you, ignite your wow.
Well, that sounds great. And in spite of the fact that there's a comma rather than a period there, I've got the little thing going on the bottom. And people should write this down that are hearing this live and hearing it rebroadcast and just check in because this woman is a very artistically prolific person and someone who I see that this is just the start of things.
Well, my degree is in I have a degree in 3-dimensional studio art and economics. And I did, commercial real estate analysis for 17 years. Talk about being way off, in your your passions.
So basically you were doing pro formas and stuff like that, and just looking up stuff and statistical analysis and
Well, and then selling commercial properties. I was selling.
Competitive market analysis and what it should be and what your percent is and all this, and just lots of equations.
So he's trying to make me snort, Eric.
So did you throw away your business analyst
I still have my broker's license because I have clients every now and then and I refer them. So I figured it was, I mean, getting your broker's license was huge. And I'm like, I'm not ever giving that up. Even though I'm never going to do it again, I'm not giving up my license.
You know, it's funny you should mention that, because next week, Wednesday or Thursday, I'm spending a whole day getting my CEs out of the way for another year. Mm-hmm. And I just love those CEs. They're so interesting. And it's like, you know, I used to be a Catholic at one point and had this concept called purgatory, which is hell, but there's an exit door with a timer on it. And that's sort of like 8 hours in updates in real estate. You know, it's like,
oh my God. Yeah, that's it.
8 hours.
I have to finish my CE within the next month. I guess they gave us an extension.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, and I just like I was sick, so I couldn't do it. So I'm gonna get it done though. But yeah, it's like being in hell. It really is. And you know, if you notice that nothing applies, you know, the things that they teach you is nothing like real life in real estate.
I got it. Wait a minute. I got in the 90s on my test, on all 3 tests. Back when they had the brokers, they had 3 parts, and I passed all 3, much to everybody's chagrin, because they knew he's going to fail, but I didn't. Probably partly because they were thinking that about me. But if you ever are confused about an appurtenant easement, I know exactly what that is. You know, I've been in all kind of commercial, residential, whatever stuff.
Well, if you need to know anything about mining easements or things like that, I can help you.
Yeah. What's below? And now that's a big thing, because people weren't assigning below the surface rights before. So other people, you know, I guess our former vice president and his companies were tunneling under other people's properties, taking their coal and stuff, because you only own the dirt that's around you, and there was now you own below but not above, and you know.
I know it's tricky.
Yeah. And
I do not miss it. I love making cards. I love making art. I'm writing a book. Did we talk about that? I don't think we talked about that yet.
A little bit, yeah.
So in April, my book will be ready to be published.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I've got 2 more ideas for 2 more books after that. So that's going to be fun.
And so, okay. So the book is about WOW, but is it about
a woman of WOW? So
yes,
it's coming from, you know, rock bottom, thinking that your life is over. You have no reason to live. You just feel like a total loser, and I'm still not done, you know, becoming WOW. I mean, I got more WOW to go. It's a learning curve. And I'm hoping that by telling my story, you know, I think once I knew that I wasn't alone, that's what helped me on the step way up. And if I can help somebody or reach out to somebody and, you know, just help them somehow, whether it be talking, whether it be, you know, coaching, I'm not a coach, but, you know, just talking to somebody and telling them, yes, you will get through this. And if you have a child, that is your motivator. And that's what kept me going, was my daughter.
Absolutely. But it's always, if you come to a party, it's not the party, it's what you're bringing in your hand to the party that's the value.
Right.
You're always providing the value. So the main thing, it's not being selfish. Working on yourself is ultimately selfless, because the more you have to give if you've got the right orientation.
I know. Once I started, you know, talking to people, and I'm like, what kind of example are you setting for your daughter that you give up and let people boss you around, and you're not living your dream? And it took a while, but I'm like, okay, no, I need to get my shit together, my shark shit, right, Eric? And make things start happening, because they're not just going to show up at my doorstep. I have to go get them.
I think it's cool because, I think you can relate to this. Some people, I'm going to use the O word, so I'm sorry, I'm going to curse in front of you. Some people that are half or a quarter or whatever percentage of our age actually look at people like us and say, oh my God, I won't say it, I'll just mouth it. In my case,
they called me ma'am at the grocery store, my mouth dropped.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been immature for so long, it's starting to work in my favor, but the thing that's exciting, because I'm working on this, I'll get my color balance right now that I've got another camera. There's a million moving objects, but it's getting better and better in each try. And the thing that's exciting at our age, and I'm older, but at our age, is I can hardly wait to see what going to turn out to be.
Because we're works in progress.
And most of the people my age are in their retirement thing. And, oh my God, I'm thinking about this and that. And, oh, well, I have enough money to go on my trip to Europe next year or whatever. And, it's like, yeah, I mean, okay, I'm sorry, my camera's wandering in and out here. It can't follow me. It's trying to decide. I'm looking at, and it's going. We're gonna have this much better next time, I promise, people. Thanks for staying with me. But
well, anyone that knows me is waiting for my backdrop to fall on my head, right? Everyone.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I nailed to my ceiling.
I'm not even moving, and it's drifting. Oh my God. No, I'm getting fuzzy. Oh my God. But anyway, the thing about it is, this is annoying.
I'll take over.
Thank you.
No, the whole thing was being a good example, a strong example for my daughter. And that is what is the impetus for my next book, called Raising a Woman of Wow. Eric, I'm not going to snort. Okay. And what I want to talk about there, what I want to talk about in that book is, sometimes people think I'm going to be the complete opposite of my mom and dad, or I'm going to be the same as my mom and dad. And what I did with Emily, who's now 17, getting ready to go to college, I created a relationship with her where I don't want to say we're best friends, but I do know that she tells me 90% of what's going on. There's still that 10% that I know she's out there doing, like she snuck out the other night. I'm like, really? But anyway, that's another book. So I've created this relationship that I think would help other people, because there's the helicopter moms. There's the moms that just don't even care. Just go do what you need to do. There's the sport moms that are overpowering, and you need to do this, you need to practice, you need to train. And I was that mom for a little bit, but then I caught myself. And I'm sorry. Eric, you're distracting me. So I feel like if I talk about it's okay to be friends with your child, but you still need to have those boundaries, but you make sure you have the relationship where they're not afraid to tell you anything. And she's told me things that, a mom doesn't want to hear all the time, but I'm glad she told me. And that is what's key in as far as that book is. I want people to, it's not good to copy your mom. It's not good to not copy your mom or dad, but you have to find the relationship between the two of you, because my relationship with my mom is nothing. There's nothing like my relationship with Emily. And if I would have mothered like my mom, I would not have her, would not be a happy or a fun relationship like we have now. Sam will fill out those pants today.
Well,
Welcome back.
yeah,
How did I do?
I think it's great. Listen,
I'm excited.
I'm excited about what I'm hearing because, not to get religious, but the way we become stronger is by going through trials and
Mhm. Mhm.
successfully coming up, successfully circumnavigating the challenge, and then we're ready for the next step. Darn it, we can't rest there, but there's a certain plan for us, and
Right.
and
That's the other thing is you can't save your children from all the mistakes. And I
no,
did try to do that. And you know what? She had some hard knocks this past year and definitely helped her. Definitely helped her. So let them make mistakes.
that's good. And like one of our colleagues said, I'm glad I made all my mistakes when I was younger.
I don't know. I think I have a few left in me.
But I'm working on it. That's a nice thing is, with some people, let's just say I have an ample amount of material yet to work on to improve upon.
I think we all do. I think we all.
Indeed. But
But I couldn't have done it without people like you, JR, meeting you through the Jeffrey's course. And then, I people are probably tired of hearing me talk about Megamind, but Megamind is how I became what I am right now. It's thanks to them giving me, my courage is way up there now. And I say things and that I would never normally, I do things that I wouldn't normally do. And I'm taking action. And that's the key, because we can all read the self-help books in the world. But if we don't take that information and apply it to ourselves and create action, then you're just reading books. You're just reading words.
It's true.
Wait, I'm back.
Sorry about that.
Am I supposed to say something? What am I supposed to
I get confused. It's late at night.
You're right. It's 4:27 here.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what's exciting is we are in a group of people that daily we bathe ourselves in positives. We bathe ourselves in encouragements. We bathe ourselves a little bit in rightly deserved kicks in the chops, but they're done lovingly. They're not done out of at least I don't perceive, out of a sadistic, in most cases, whatever. And,
that's the other key, JR, is we've learned to place ourselves with people who are like-minded and positive. I mean, I've gotten rid of a lot of negative in my life, and that is key for a lot of people. You hang around people you want to be like, and the Megaminds are the people I want to be just like them. Every one of them, they're all different. And it's funny because we're not all from one industry. We're from everything across the board. But we had a safe place to try out the video, to try out whenever we're trying something new out. We have a safe place to experiment and get constructive criticism. And great ideas. A lot of great ideas came from that group.
Well, it's interesting because it's been a particularly challenging past couple weeks. My mom's been in and out of the hospital for 5 times now, and had an aunt that passed away, and had a nephew that expired all of a sudden. And I said a couple days ago, yesterday, I said it's been a challenging month, and it wasn't my family, but it was my family here online, people like you that and some other people, oddly enough 3 or 4 people from a million years ago when I was in high school, and they all were empathetic and they were all great, and it was just wonderful to feel supported for a change and not to feel like the Lone Ranger. I'm sure you can appreciate that thought, because I sense you were there in some shape or form at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, I was wandering. I was kind of in limbo. I didn't know. I'm like, it's not right. It's not right. I need to do something, but I don't know what. And this just kind of propelled me in a great direction, and I'm happy that that's where it ended up. I mean, a lot of people had a very, very trying and difficult year, and I don't want to, lessen their pain or anything by saying I had a great year. I mean, even the advertising job, I was over my goal every month. We still set goals, and I was kicking butt, but I was kicking butt because of the information I got from that group. And
Right.
and yeah, and then I start my business, and then I had a huge Christmas, and I'm looking forward to my next marketing campaign, and I'm actually looking forward to every day instead of thinking, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's Wednesday, so it's hump day. Oh my God, it's Friday afternoon. I just need to make it a couple more hours. And
See,
it's
I did
like,
Wednesday. I'm like, oh crap, I only have 2 more days left. I gotta get, but that doesn't matter because I still work on the weekends too. So,
well,
because I,
when you do what you love and when you're with the people you want to be with, the clock goes out the window. You just do it. And
Mhm.
it's like that's what the purpose of life is.
Right,
Are you working to live or are you living to work? And
right.
I was in a couple of very lucrative things that I absolutely did not like the product or what I was doing,
Mhm.
but I was really good at it, and I was a closer. And
Yep.
people were like, not to be indelicate, but how do you have such big ones? Why do you do that? And it's like because no one told me not to.
Another great example is Randy Chaffee. He he had to adapt. He was the road warrior. But the great thing that he got out of this, and that I got out of it as well, is he was on the road all the time. I wasn't on the road all the time, but I was on the road 3, 4 days a week, in San Francisco, and it takes forever to get home. So they were long days. And this, as Randy found out, it created a nice balance where he could enjoy his life and his home, and I have time where I can sit and enjoy my daughter. And I mean, Jen Gittimer has this vision board thing. It's a video, and my daughter and I did it last night. And like when we're done here, we're cutting out pictures and making our vision boards. And because I want to teach her, I want her to learn the stuff I'm learning, and not wait till she's in her 50s. I want her to have this information. And
Wow.
believe me, it's not easy getting a 17-year-old to listen to Team 17 or GIT or any of those, but she enjoyed the vision board. And at least that's a concept that I can, start slow baby steps.
Well, the thing about this is she's seeing you and she's seeing your doldrums or whatever you want to call it, the
Mhm.
pre-wow, Kellen,
Mhm.
and she's seen the post-wow, and you're your own living testimony. You're your own walking, breathing, living testimony.
Well, she's a little
And
embarrassed about my wow. She's, are you going live again?
yeah, but I mean, we've seen each other. It's not like we're in contact like this every day,
Right.
but we've seen each other perk up and come alive since we
Yep.
met each other earlier
Oh
in the
yeah,
year.
you've perked up a lot.
Yeah,
You
because I
had
had a
some
vision
challenges.
again. You
You had
know,
some tips, and
a
I wrote
person
your butt. I said, "Get that live," right?
you did, and you were one of the and this PS to everyone watching. This show has been in the making for a long time,
Mhm.
but it could have been longer. And it is what it is, and it's happening, and it's going to happen again when the color balance on me is going to be good, and the it's actually focus stable now. So thank God. I'm hoping I'm focus stable too. But anyway,
If you
um,
need some consulting, lighting stuff, just let me know.
yeah, yeah.
You're an
Well,
expert, right?
once you start incorporating mirrorless cameras in with a million different, uh, but trust me, the next time, um, it's sharp right now.
Super sharp, yeah.
Mark said that the image now that it's coming across is so sharp he's afraid to go near the screen because he's going to get a paper cut.
Yeah.
So but it's all about a progress thing. And that, back in the day, before internet, there was a big company called Westinghouse, and the name of the game was progress is our most important product.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my most important product. That's my most important product right now.
Like
is progress.
Progress over perfection. Yeah, I know.
There's always
I've given up. Ever since I gave birth to Emily, I gave up on being perfect.
Well, here's the thing. I gave up on, I've always been in the top 10% of whatever I did. That sounds like a brag, but I can, I've got metrics to, anyway. And that's not the case. I never wanted to be the best, because there's only one way. There's only two things that can happen when you're the best. Either you stay there or you go down. You can't improve from the best to the bestest. You're already at the top. So
unless you
be in the
new bar.
Right. So I did that for many years, and then I changed to this new thing. I want today to be minimum as good as yesterday or better.
Nice.
I want to be my own competition. I don't care what's out there, because I have there's always someone that has more something or another.
Mm-hmm.
But here's something we both heard this year. And I challenge you people out there. I know most of you are this way too. Are you at 100%? Are you near 100%? Are you near? Because I was 90% or better is good enough for me. Well, now I'm working on that other 10%. I want to find out before I die, how good can JR be?
And that's the key. I mean, forget about everybody else. It's challenge yourself, make yourself happy, make yourself proud. There's a bunch of things on Facebook, I think today. It says when you look in the mirror, the only person that you need to be proud of, or what, I always mess up these things. But anyway, you are the one. You need to be accountable to yourself.
Exactly.
And your values in what you want to achieve, right?
I love it. Well, listen, it's been great.
That was been fun.
We're gonna do this again. This is like chapitre 1, the first of hopeful. We're gonna come back and revisit, because I really want to see where the next place is for Kellen.
My next wow.
I want to see how much wow she can generate. We know she's a wow girl, but I mean, I don't know. It's probably 20 or 30 point boldface right now, but I want to see a W so big you need 3 sheets of newsprint to print it.
That's funny.
That's what I want to see.
When I'm ready to start promoting my book, I'll say, "Share, please let me come back, please."
Yes. I'll have a wide screen, and I'll actually be in focus, and I won't look like I'm holding my breath at that point either. No, but anyway, thank you so much.
I'm so proud of you. I told you this before the show, that I'm really proud that you got this going before the first of the year.
And I'm glad we got through this, where I'm holding my breath.
And thank you, everybody out there, for watching. And I see Joe.
And I will see you in just a minute or two.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, everybody. Wasn't that great? Kellen is an inspiration, because she had a dream and she was living it, but she was only living it part-time. And then everybody said, wow, this is a great dream. And somebody said that to me. Wow, you've got a great dream. And I'm working on making it more and more. I hope you find your dream if you haven't. I hope you dare to dream. It's never too late. I mean, look at me. If I can do it, why can't you? Find out what your 100% is. You might surprise yourself. And in the meantime, enjoy the journey. In the meantime, also,